Are you new to EVE Online or tried to play before, only to struggle with game interface and what to do next? Well, friends, struggle no longer and act today by watching the rest of this video. All you have to do is remember to hit the subscribe button below. Woof.
Alrighty, we're going to do a quick and dirty overview of the interface in EVE Online. My voice sounds a little off. I've been fighting a little bit of a head cold, but I do want to get this done. So everything you want to do can be pretty much done on the left side of the screen here. When you're in the space stations, there will also be icons on the right. This is where you can see your LP store for any missions you run, or even the faction warfare. This is where you're going to want to do your insurances for your ships. I currently don't have anything insured. Shame on me. Faction warfare. Choose which side you want. Empire. The 4 empires. Or you can even be on the pirate side. If there's industry available inside the station, you'll have an industry button over there you can select. Close this down, close that down, close that down. I'm going to go back to the loyalty store here real quick. If there's something in particular you're looking for, you can create filters. And you're looking for charges or drones. Well, the common one that I use is the implants. Select implants and boom, there's all your implants that you can get for loyalty points. Pretty straightforward. Where were we? Fitting. It's interesting that they have the fitting on the right side of the hangar information because it's always on your left side. There's a lot of redundant ways to do things. We'll do a full fitting video much later. You can access the market, but you can access that from the left side as well. Reprocessing, you can just open that up and then drag from your menu. You can also open your cargo bay and just right click on the items you want to reprocess. Repair shop, anytime you have damaged ships, don't forget, or you overheat your modules, this is where you can come repair them. Some stations have clone bays, some do not, but you can always check your clones in your character profile. As well as character customization. If you have a resculpting available, you can do it. I'm not going to do it right now, but this is just the basic character customization that you get in the beginning of the game. If you've purchased any gear in the NES store, this is where you can add it to your character. Oops. What'd I do? Oh yeah, that's just back in the generator here. Let's back out of this. Yes, I don't want to save that customization. Alright, on to the left side. This is where you'll actually end up doing most... Well, you know what, I forgot. Let's go back to the left side of the screen here. You can always see who else is in the station with you. It's good to know if you're in an area of space that only has one station and you're not sure where everyone's hanging out. You can see if they're in station with you. If there's mission agents, if there's space to rent the offices you're in, and then your hangars. What ships do you have in your hangars? This is all accessible on the left side of the screen. Last button here on the right would be board my Corvette. You can do that in any station. Just a free Corvette. It's the junk ship that you get at the start of the game, but it can do a few things, so it's super convenient if you don't want to fly your current ship out. Alright, we'll start from the top down here. Now mine are in slightly different orders. And you'll want to reset these back to default. But you have your Eve symbol in the upper left corner. That will have you have access to everything that you can possibly imagine. Activities, your opportunities, that's where you get your daily mission, your air career goals. If you're new to the game, you're going to want to get those done. It's free skill points, free money, free skill books, free ships, free modules. The agency tab is where you can find your missions. Well, let's just open it up. Mission agents, encounters, explorations, how to find your resource anomalies. If you want to find people who are looking for fleets, and just the generalized help section. You know, sometimes I go into this help section and just rewatch some of these videos because you can forget things sometimes. In the agent mission section, you can do an agent finder. You can narrow down what type of mission you're looking for. This comes in real handy when you're looking for your R&D missions. Those are just simple missions that allow you to get data cores to help you do invention and detect 2 stuff. So that's where you can find ones at your level. Let's go back into here, activities, the map. We now have a 2D and a 3D star map, so you can switch between both, I believe. In here somewhere. I have not spent much time on the constellation regions. Oh, you can narrow it down. Haven't had much time to spend with this 2D map, but the little time I have has makes it massively easier to read than the 3D map. 2D. If you want to find your factional warfare stuff, Galente Federation, Mimitar Federation, or Republic, sorry. Down there, here's your Triangle and Pochfin. Looking for insurgencies, so this map has become a lot more intuitive and a lot more useful. Just play around with it when you get it a chance. I don't necessarily think you need to do a deep dive on it, but it does help you with things like geography, statistics. Let's say I wanted to know how many ships were destroyed in the last 24 hours. This is stuff you used to go to Dotland maps for. You can see areas you may want to avoid. 173 ships were destroyed in this .4 sector. Zoom in a little here. That's because it goes from a .6 to a .4, and this gets you into low sec and into null sec. That's commonly when these gate areas are camped. But it's good this is good stuff to find it and not have to go out of game to look at. Alright. Alright, so on to industry. Now industry is always available on the right side of your screen if you're in station, but you can also access this from space. This is where you're going to build, research, make copies. All your jobs are going to be here. Let's see if I got any corporate jobs that need delivering. Yes, I do, so I can deliver all my corporate jobs. The jobs don't automatically go into your hangar bay until you hit deliver. So if you're wondering, hey, I built this thing, it said it'd be done in 10 minutes, and it's an hour later. Where is it? Oh. This is how you can find the facilities for whatever type of thing you're trying to do. Manufacture, material efficiency, time efficiency, copying, invention, reactions. Here's all the blueprints that you own, or your Corp owns if you have access. You can go ahead and select what you want, manufacture, research material efficiency, time efficiency, and you should always have characters doing this stuff. It's just basically a way to make some free money with a small investment. People are always looking to buy fully researched either copies or originals, if you're willing to sell your originals. You could obviously make it much cheaper if you do it in player-owned stations, but there's good money to be had in just selling the copies over and over and over and over again. If you got somebody willing to buy them, you're saving them time and they're making money. Also in industry, if you're doing planetary infrastructure, this is kind of a more... You could do it as a new player. You can't do it as an alpha beat. You can do it. I think you can do one planet as an alpha, but the rest have to be omegas if you want the skills to unlock. This is where you access all the planetary stuff. Loru's got some great videos on how to get space rich doing that. I'll eventually show some videos on that, but we're going to do that much later. I would usually say, wait till your second or third month to get involved in that. You got enough skills to learn already to just fly your basic ships. I know I've spent my extra skill points off and I'll put it toward that instead of my other skills. Well, you can do what you want. Mercenary Dens is a new feature. To me at least, I have not explored these options yet, but this is where you get that management. I have a feeling this has more to do with nullsec and alliances. You can deploy these in 0-0 space, and I'm not sure exactly what they do, but I'm going to have to look into that because I am interested. And then your mining ledgers. This will show you what you've mined in recent days, weeks, months. If you put together a mining fleet, it will help you determine what everybody's been mining. Alright, your inventory. This is default on your left side of the screen, but up at the top is usually your current ship, then your ship hangars, whatever ships you have in your hangar. You can look through all their cargo bays. If they have additional bays, if I like my venture here, I can see if I have drones in the drone bay and what I have in the mining hold. And why do I have that in the mining hold? That is not good. I should have emptied that a long time ago. Then you have your indie hangar, and if you have your own warehouse totes here, what are these called? Storage containers. You can create subfolders in here. So I've got indie stuff, I've got my insignias, low stuff. Obviously I haven't really organized it all that well, but that's mainly because I use my corporate hangars for that sort of stuff. So if you want to see, here's my personal stuff in my corporate hangar. That's because I currently have 6 characters kind of sharing all this stuff. That's just 2 accounts. Don't go crazy thinking I got 6 accounts going. That's 2 accounts with multi-training on each account. So you can have 3 characters per account. But I've got all my tech and 1 ammo in here. Tech 2. And so it just makes it easier so I can find stuff a little bit faster when I'm looking for particular stuff. If you're in a corporate hangar and you have an item that belongs to one of your members, you can actually drop and drag into their hangar. You can't pull from their hangar, but you can drop into their hangars. So make sure when you put something in somebody else's hangar, you know what you're doing. See, that's someone else's hangar, and I can't move. See, it's all locked out. So you do not have permission to steal other people's stuff. That'd be a huge design flaw in the game. Alright, moving on from your cargo inventory, you also have your personal assets. So if you're like, man, I had a Drake somewhere. Where did I have it? You can search through all the stuff that in any station you ever have, and over the years I have gotten stuff all over the place and been working on consolidating, but it's a time-consuming process, and going into some of this null-sec, low-sec space, it can be a little dangerous to my health, and some of the items just aren't worth pulling out of there right now. Yeah, you can do a search, just name the item. If I wanted to put my drink, let's say, oops, can't type today either, can't talk, can't type, so I've got 3 drakes spread across different systems. Oh, four drakes, because I got 2 packed up drakes. I'm gonna really need to go get those. Anyway, asset safety. This is kind of a new feature. If you have your assets in a player-owned station that gets destroyed, your assets get forcefully moved into an NPC station, and you can pay to remove them out of the impound. It's just a way to keep you from losing all your assets in one station. You know, when I stopped playing for years, those drakes that we were just looking at, those were all assetted safety into a new station, because the station I had them in got conquered, taken over, whatever happened over those 10, 11, 12 years that I wasn't playing. But I still have access to them, so I can go get them anytime I want. So even though you're taking some risk going out into null-sec, keep in mind you won't necessarily lose everything. It just costs you money to get it back. It's like if your car gets impounded because you were speeding down the road. Not that I ever do that. No, never. Your character sheet, you can do that by just clicking your picture. This shows your home station. This is your implants, jump clones. This is your attribute. You can remap. I still have one available for the year. I think you get 2 a year. You can put your biography information in here. Decorations. If ranks. Decorations given to you by your Corp. I don't know. I don't think too many people actually use the decorations. Expert systems. These are cool when you're new because they can give you access to skills you normally wouldn't have. Like the Enforcer, you can purchase these in the EVE stores. This will unlock ships and the skills necessary to fly them, so you can try them out before you take the time to skill all this stuff up. Action warfare, ships. But my character's old enough, I have most of these skills already in there. That's why most of these ships don't unlock. Mining destroyers, all that stuff. Interactions, this shows you all your standings with any of the corporations, if you have kill rights, your overall security status, your combat log, this shows what you died to. Yeah, I've made some stupid death mistakes. It happens. This shows you how much game time you got left, your overall plex, if you have any active additional character training, personalized skins. This shows you all your skins and any emblems you've gotten. And this is the history of all the corps you belong to. If you're curious about the skills you've been doing of late, this will show you all your recent skill trainings. Doesn't go back that far though. Interesting. And that's it for the character sheet. Moving on, if my mouse would cooperate. Locations, these are your bookmark locations. You really can't see that in the hangar bay. We'll show you that outside the hangar bay when I do that after this. Alrighty, Corey, personal ship. So we already did the fitting. Ship tree. I love the ship tree. This was something that was not available. I'm not sure when they rolled it out, but it is great. If you want to figure out what you want to fly, what faction you want to fly, you look at the ships. Here's the transfer ship. I want to learn to fly the Deluge. We can open up the info, find out the skills, I need to just get Upwell Hauler. It's going to cost me $2.6 million to buy the skill, buy and train. I'm looking at 19 days to train it up, and then I'm good to go. Or I can spend 1 million skill points, buy, train. I can create a skill plan for it. This is a very powerful tool. Your masteries. Usually I say when you get to a level 2 mastery, you've got the necessary skills to usually tech 2 most of your stuff. It's how do you max a skill out. This is a game of inches and feet. So every little skill adds that little much more, that makes you that little bit more effective. Then you throw in the right implants, that gives you a few more DPS, a few more armor, hit points, and then you throw in some boosters or drugs, and those give you a little more. So it's always about just gaining the few little points to gain the edge. That's what really makes or breaks a ship. But yeah, the ship tree you'll explore lots. Like here, I can go fly the Orthus. I'm already tech 2. Overview. It also shows you what type of modules, medium modules, missiles. Gives you what the bonuses give you. This is going to help you determine how and what to fly. This has probably made the game more accessible than nearly any other feature in the game. Because before, if you didn't know that the progression was Corvette to frigate, frigate to destroyer, destroyer to cruiser, cruiser to battle cruiser, then the battleship, right on up the line, it can be very difficult to figure out what skill I needed next. There were quite a few third-party tools people used to use back in the day. Now you can just click on this stuff. The third-party tools are still useful, but this will just make life so much easier. So play around with that. I highly recommend it. Alrighty, and then ship tree, fitting management. This is where all your save fittings are. It's always a good idea, like I showed you, when you're multi-buying. If you lose your ship, you want to have this fitting saved. So when I go into, where's my battle cruisers? Combat battle cruisers. When I go into my Navy issue Drake here, and I hit buy, it brings everything back up. So when my ship dies, or maybe I just want to create a replacement ship, I go ahead and buy it all in one shot and call it a done deal. And then you can also fit. So if I'm already in my Navy cruiser and then I need to fit all these, it will bring it up and purchase it on the markets. Just a way to save yourself a lot of time in trying to hunt down each individual one on the market. Contacts, yeah, you gotta save your contacts, all the people you're friends with, good standings, bad standings, terrible standings. I'm long overdue for cleaning this list. Some of these go back 10, 15 years, yeah, almost 15 years, 2011, it'll be 2016 here soon, or 2026 rather. Yeah, so who knows if most of these people are offline, some are still playing. I have no idea why I've got a lot of these in terrible standings or whatever. But this is where you can find people that you hang out with on a regular basis. You can create labels, so if they're friends of yours, streamers, like there's Laura, a streamer. It's the only one I currently follow, but I do watch lots of other streamers. And I encourage you guys to watch other streamers. That's how we're going to make this community grow farther. Personal, social. This will, if you close your chat channel in the lower left here, this will open that back up for you. If you have a fleet going, this will bring up the fleet information window. Form a fleet, it's just me. Now you can bring other people in. This is how you organize them into wings. If you have the skills for formations. This is where you find the broadcasts when your fleet commander is broadcasting which locations to go. If you want to advertise your fleet, you create an advert so people can come join you. Do be careful with that though, because people can come in and join you just to be griefers and be troublesome. Because that never happens in EVE. No, never. Oh, here's the chat channels you can join. If you want to create your own channel, you can create it here. If you want to join other ones, if you're looking for help, here's the University. They're great for new players. Here's all sorts of... mistype something. There's a trading group. So you can find lots of trade channels in here. Like most games, there's an in-game email. My contract has expired. This is how you're going to stay in contact a lot of time with your Corp people or your Alliance people. Regular emails will go out. You'll have different mailing lists. Usual communications. I don't really think I need to explain mail. If you belong in a corporation, here's all your corporate tab information. Now for most of you, you won't have to spend much time in this corporate tab. If you are starting your own corporate and you want a little help with that, you can reach out to me. I'll help you with what I can. It can be a little confusing, especially in the administration and setting up roles. I might do a video one day on it as soon as I figure it out. But it's a process. But it's a little more in depth than we need to go to in this video, because 90% of you won't really go into that tab very often. Calendar of events, personal CCP. I'm kind of surprised they don't have the Winter Nexus up here yet. That's starting soon. Interesting. Yeah, there's a calendar in here. I've never used it. Access list. Oh, yeah. Your access list, member access. Yeah, that's corporate management stuff. We don't need to worry about that right now. Alright, Paragon, that's your Skinner tools if you want to make your ship pretty and spend ifs. I made this little golden retriever, but it is kind of gold and red. That's my golden retriever. Those are just the Corp colors for the Drake. I don't know if that applies to the Navy issue or not. I think it strictly applies for the Drake. Let's, do I have my Navy issue Drake here? No, I do not. Oh well. Yeah, the Skinner tool. You can make your own skins. And for whatever reason, it always shows that you have rewards. I think what happens is anytime you have a partially started daily goal, it shows in that you have a reward available. So it's a bug. I'm sure people have complained to CCP about it. But for months I've been seeing that. It's really not that big a deal though. Utilities, if you want to create little notes to keep in your game. I stole this from another capsuleer as well. I think I'll put this in my bio eventually. This just kind of gives you the damage trait of the different pirates you might be shooting at. And then a reminder of which drones do what kind of damage. The smallest to largest sites. This is really helpful when you're scanning down new area, or when you're scanning down anomalies. This will tell you how big they are. That's a good one to have. Jump route. Wow, those are some old notes. See, even I haven't gone through a lot of this stuff. So there's a lot of utility here. The compare tool, if you want to compare multiple items. Let's throw the civil miner on here, the deep ore. So this is how you can compare other items to one another. Mining upgrades. So, you know, you can always do that by selecting an individual item. Open this up. So if you right click on an item in your inventory, you go to show info, and you go into the variations. You can do compare, and it'll bring all of the different of that same type of variations, and you can see which ones are good or not. You know, for the most part, you can start Xing out maybe these more rare ones, unless you actually want to know the information on them. But if you just wanted the basics, those are the basic ones most people are going to start with. But that's another way you can bring up the compare tool. Logs and messages. This will show you even your combat, all your information when you're mining. Most people just never mess with that. Structure browser, if you're trying to put together player-owned structures in space, this will help you with that. All structures, orbital, sky, space. Not really important for beginning players. If you ever wanted a calculator. Pointer window. Oh, so if you need to help somebody else find an item that they're looking for, you can use the pointer window and create a link for other capsulators for their UI elements. That's interesting. That is a good tool to have. I'm going to have to keep this in mind. I didn't know that was a thing. Learned something new. New Eden Store. This is where you can shop for your game stuff in-game. You can use your Plex in-game to buy your Omega time. Ooh, and I need to get my free skill points for the week. Good thing I did that. It's a Sunday. I would have not gotten them. Every week you get free skill points, so don't forget to. It's an Omega bonus item. This is where you get apparel, other skins, services. So if you want more Omega time, multiple pilot training, more skills, cerebral boosters, everything you can buy outside the game for real dollars, you can buy inside the game for Plex. So sometimes it's cheaper to buy the Plex and then buy the packs in game, and sometimes it's cheaper to pay cash than buy the Plex. So you just have to kind of take a look at that. And then you got your Omega subscription. This breaks down what you get for Omega versus being an Alpha. If you really enjoy the game, you really should be taking advantage of the Omega benefits. The biggest one is you can actually multi-box. That And well, actually the bigger one is the double speed training. You get to train twice as fast. And you get access to all the ships. You can fly every single ship in the game. Elite advantage. There was something in here. Access to all the skills. I think there is a skill cap on Alpha. I think it's like 5 million skills. Let's see if we can find that real quick. Yeah, as Alpha clones, you are limited to. Let me move this over a little bit so you can see. You're limited to 5 million skill points. So really, as an Alpha player, that gets you about 5 months of gameplay before you're capped out. A little less, a little more, depending on what skill points you earn. I think you can actually do that in like 3 months with all the bonus skills that you get from the different events. So if you're definitely enjoying the game, I definitely recommend getting a monthly subscription. Obviously you save money if you buy the 3, 6, or 12 month or even the 24 month. I know the economy can be crazy at different times, all depending when you're seeing this video. So just do what you can afford. And you can always go to Alpha. It'll cap you out again, but you can take a break and come back to Omega and all your skills will still be there. If you have Omega skills and you step down to Alpha, you don't lose all your Omega skills. You just don't have access to them. So it's not like you're going to have to relearn them. Alright, is there anything else we missed? Eve help, Eve settings. I don't think it's necessary to go over settings. Okay, cool. So that's the basic fundamental interface. Oh, so on the bottom left here, you've got your Eden store again. But also, when you get stuff, rewards from the game or from the developers, or like those skill points I just got, if you see this little icon with the arrow pointing up to the person, it means it automatically goes into your character. If you don't see that, it will go into your cargo bay. So, like this mining operations will go to my cargo bay and I can use it when I'm ready. But it's going to expire soon, and I think I've already trained the skills, so I'm really not worried about it. But you can select multiple ones, or you can only select one, and then you just redeem either in your home station or your current station. The skill points will automatically be applied, and I usually keep a reserve of skill points. Yeah, I currently have 1.2 million skill points. There's been nothing of pressing that I've needed the skill points to process faster, so I haven't used them. But I may find I plan on doing a covert op soon, so I may brush that one. You just never know. So it's always nice to have a little reserve. The personal preference, and of course I forgot to mute my phone. Alrighty. Well, we didn't really cover any skills, but this is really the basics. When you first start off in the game, it will have just these up for you. It's not bad. You can click on them, and then this button will tell you to just put them in your skill training queue. They're great ways to start. I'm not going to knock them, but you're usually better off just immediately coming over here to your skill catalog. And then you have the ones in My Skills that are available to you. And then you just select the categories of the necessary items. Then you can plus them and it'll add them over, or you drag them. You know, whichever is easier for you. If the skill's not in here, in like skirmish command, it's not over there, So if I wanted to apply skill points, I could right click, apply skill points, and then I could just do those skill points. But if it, for like example, the zoomers over here, if I needed to apply those skill points and it's in my queue, we're just going to apply 5 skill points for now. Oh. Usually you have to pause it, but that maybe just be for the most current. Yeah, so if it's the current skill training, you have to pause it in order to train it. But if it's any of these other ones, you can just apply skill points as necessary. Okie dokie. I am going to jump into my destroyer. And we're going to switch views here. I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to jump into my destroyer. Here's my little cormorant. And we are going to explore the interface for when you're out in space. Alright, I'm going to stop my ship here real quick. You can hit the minus sign or hit Alt Control Space. No, Alt Space. Control Space stops your ship. Alright, so all the stuff on the left side is still going to be the same. Down at the bottom here, you're going to have your ship information. The center orange is your capacitor. Many describe that as like your mana or your magic in like most RPGs. This is what allows you to activate your modules, the active modules. So when I activate my micro warp drive, capacitor goes down and it slowly refills. If you are not cap stable, then it will, with everything running, if I was running the salvager and shooting my guns, which would be really weird, then it would take 2 minutes to deplete. If I simulate the fit and I turn off that, oops, that's overheated. So it's only when I run the micro warp drive that everything lasts 2 minutes. If I turn off my salvager and run the micro warp drive, I get 4 minutes on my capacitor, which is a long time in battle. You can pulse that on and off and be fine. Now, that's how you access your cargo base, your tactical overlay. Your tactical overlay is cool. It's just shows you how far, when you zoom out, things are. I usually leave mine on. Your different scanners, your probe scanner, your directional scanner or your D-scan, solar system map, and moon probes and analysis. Don't have any moon probes out, so you don't need to worry about that. If you want a tactical camera on or off, orbital camera. So these are your different cameras. Now let me get us focused on the right side of the screen. And then again, all your modules are going to be down here at the bottom. Right now I have my passive modules not on display. It's just I don't need the clutter. I don't like them on there, so I turn them off. If I don't need to hit the button, I don't. So I turn them off, and I usually will put everything on my front row here, so I can, if you notice, your front row is your F keys unless you change the key bindings. The second row is the Alt and the F keys. and the control and the F keys. I don't like stretching my fingers across my keyboard like that, so if I can, I try to put everything on top. And if they're in the second or third row, it's stuff that I'm not using on a regular basis, and I'm more than willing to just click on it. On the right side here, this is how you're going to travel and attack and do most of the things when you're moving throughout the game. If you're warping to gates, you just use these icons up here. Align to. Sometimes if you're in an area and you see a potential enemy coming at you, you may align to what you want to jump to. And if you see something jump in on you, then you immediately warp out. It's generally advised to gates and stuff to warp to 0. In high sec at least. In low sec you may or may not always want to do that. So if I wanted to jump to another gate, but I didn't want to warp right on top of it, I could do right click on it, do warp within, and I could do 20k. Where that comes in handy is in low and null sec when Corps and other people put bubbles around the gate to stop you from using the gate to warp out. So you warp within a certain distance, see if the gate's been bubbled, and then you can warp off and warp back on. Just a safety precaution. I can't use the bubbles in high sec, so I'm not overly concerned right now. This overview setup, I gotta admit, I stole it from Loru. It's much easier to just use his than to take the time to set up my own. You can't do your own settings. Hit the little 3 dots, open bracket settings, and go through all these drag and drops, change all these filters. Look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. If you want to do that, by all means, but Loru has a pretty sweet setup. Look up his character, it's in his profile. I put it in my profile. I even said I stole it from Loru. So use it. It makes life so much easier. So yeah, I took this overview from Loru. Give credit where credit is due, people. Now if I wanted to jump directly to the gate, and when I land on it, jump through, just hit the jump button. It'll warp you right to 0 on the gate, and you'll jump through. Now if you hit your V button, if you haven't changed the settings, it'll give you your directional scan if you have this little box open. And this will help you keep track of what's in the area. You can even do it while cloaked. So, while in space, the other way to navigate, let's say you're doing some anomaly hunting. Let's go kill some stuff. I right click in space, open up the anomalies, and I'm going to warp to 20. Since the anomalies aren't acceleration gate areas, they're just areas in space that have pirates, or rats as they're commonly referred to. And I have a kiting ship where I'm shooting at a distance. I probably should have warped to 30k, being that my optimal range is 55. I'm going to put it on my PvP, and the best thing to do is hold the control button and click on all these things until you lock them down. My orbit's set for 42 kilometers, so I'm going to go ahead and orbit this guy and hit F1. And that's to fire F1, and I just melt these guys. I'm going to put on I'm just going to keep orbiting the light missile battery, because that will keep them. And then you can drag these down to multiple levels, depending on your screen size. So if I keep orbiting that guy, these guys pop up. It is going to be easy peasy. There's also keeping at range, so kind of stutter you, keep you at far enough range. As they approach you, you'll push away. As they try to pull away from you, you'll get closer. The danger in that is you don't have transversal velocity, which makes you an easier target than they are. And then if you want to, you can look at your target and watch as they blow up. Boom. Select my next target. Oops. Let's try it again. And let's watch as this thing just gets blasted. Someone with a Stratios came in to join me and took off. And then if I want to lock on and track my targets, there's my target I'm tracking. Oops. I didn't want to shoot the defense battery yet. Let's go ahead and take that guy out. And once you've done the different ships, go ahead and take out these batteries. I knew these things couldn't hurt me from this distance. And you can see I've been this whole battle, I'm still more or less cap stable. I mean, I'm not cap stable, but it took less than 4 minutes. So I will be okay running this stuff. The only time it would be problematic is if somebody were to neutralize my capacitor when they're draining it with a Nosferatu, or oh, I can't think of the other one right now. Someone in the comments below just put what the other type is. I can't believe I'm forgetting that. I'm not going to look it up right now. But there's 2 types of... Oh, neutralizer. Thank you. Yeah, your newts and your Nosferatus. Nosferatu, like vampire, they suck it out of you and use it for themselves, and the neutralizers just drain it off you. So, if I'm correct, I believe the Nosferatus are a smaller drain versus the neutralizers. But I might have that backwards, I can't remember. Either way, it can be bad if you don't have a cap battery. So anyone who is draining you, you got to take out quickly. And I really should turn that off because I'm going to blow right past the loot. And if I wanted to, I could take the time and salvage these units, but that's not important for this video. And that's kind of the interface for being out in space. Most things, anything in system you can do, you can right click. If I want to go to an asteroid belt, if I want to go to planets, if I want to go to stargates, and my dog is barking. If I want to go to stations, I can go to any one of these anomalies. All your home front operations are listed here too, so it's a great way to see what's in system. And that about sums it up. So we're going to go ahead and fly back to my home base, and we will call it a night on this video. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. This was just supposed to be a quick and dirty overview on how the game interface works, because I don't think I've really seen anybody do it before. So if you're new to the game, I hope this helps you. Feel free to message me in game if you're looking for something in particular or didn't quite understand something. I'll be more than happy to help if I'm online. Until the next video, have a good night, guys.